Over time,
Yep.
as things empty out, as less people play the game, as there is not going to be nearly as many people pulling the draw as the first few months of a fighting game is out, it gets to be extremely barren.
That's the problem. Long term. I've been talking about this for the long chat. What if about somebody who wanted to buy Strive today? You know their beginner level is floor 10 now. You understand that, right? So you know what the issue is? The same problem still happens. Long term, it wasn't good. I'm glad somebody else is on the same page as I am. What's going on, guys? We are back. You already know I'm about to tell you guys right now. Support your boy, okay? Support him. All right, so today's video, we talked about matchmaking in fighting games, and I feel like this video hit a lot of key points, and it's very important to have something like this in all fighting games from here on out. I feel like there's so much I want to say, so before you guys jump into it, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and let me know how you guys feel about this video and how you guys feel about this. I personally feel like matchmaking should be really polished up, and I feel like it's really underwhelming for all fighting games right now. So let's jump into it right now.
What was that website? It's like, is the KOF 15 matchmaking working? There's literally a web.
I feel like I'm getting attacked, bro, already. I actually feel like I'm getting attacked already, dude. I'm so sad. I'm like, damn. Honestly, I feel like the only way to play KOF is have friends that are on KOF.
Is KOF 15 matchmaking still broken?
79 days,
yes.
bro.
It's been broken since release day, February 17th.
That's my birthday, guys. Bro, this is actually my birthday. So because I was born, KOF 15 matchmaking broke. We had to choose, chat. It was me or the matchmaking. I'm the reason. I killed it. I was like, no more Vanessa.
This is a problem. And the fact that it has been going on for so long is absolutely ridiculous. And it's been this thing that has been in my headscape for a very long time. And I believe the first game that actually made me realize how important matchmaking is was technically Pokken, believe it or not. It's an issue that still goes on to this day where
yeah, Pokken? I never played Pokken.
Not getting me to fight the next person, you know, just getting me to the point where we can fight somebody else immediately without with as little delay as possible.
Dude, you know who fixes that? What's Pokken? It's like Pokemon. It's like Pokemon. What is it like? It feels like Pokemon Stadium, but if you could like control your character. Yeah, it's actually OD. Bro, you know what game that actually does matchmaking so well? And I'm a die on this heel. Gundam Extreme Versus, dog. Bro, that's the best matchmaking, dog. Free. That is the best matchmaking, dog. The best. Literally free. I still think that's still one of the best. You literally go into training mode while you wait for your match in a lobby. And the next match you play, they just randomly throw you in. Mbon matchmaking is actually goated. You can just sit, wait, you can do whatever you want, jump into a match instantly. You play a match, win or lose, jump into a match instantly. I think the tower system in Strive is good. The problem is I don't like how limited it is. Yeah, Celestial is like really 10 floors condensed into one. I agree. They need to cut the floors in half. It should be beginner's floor, intermediate, floor 10, Celestial. That's simple. They don't need all the extra stuff, man. I shouldn't be playing people who just made it to Celestial. I agree. I shouldn't be in the same playground as them. They should be earning their spot in the same level of play that they're in. Simple as that. That's why, because you know what's crazy? Not only it affects them, but it also affects the player. Because how am I going to practice? Let's say, for example, I was this online warrior and I'm trying to get good and I'm just playing people who just made it to Celestial floor. How am I going to get practice? You're not going to get the most optimal practice, to be honest with you.
But even in a situation like, you know, back in Pokken, Smash, like games that do not have rollback netcode, games that are delay-based netcode, you can feel like your online experience with some of those games is better than even games with rollback netcode because the matchmaking is only giving you, at times, the people that have good connections. But there's a caveat to this. It breaks down completely if the game is not specifically popular, if the player pool has dropped down a bunch, and there's just less people to play with, then the netcode is going to really start rearing its head.
Grand Blue.
If you don't have somebody to play that's essentially right next door to you,
Grand Blue.
Oh my God, it's going to be a huge problem. And you're going to start to see how bad the delay can really get. But this is why a lot of people genuinely think that, and I don't agree with this. I think Street Fighter V's netcode has issues, but I think it's way better than Street Fighter 4. This is why a lot of people feel that Street Fighter 4's netcode experience was actually better than even some other rollback games.
That's been an argument. That's been an argument that Street Fighter 4 netcode is better than 5. That is a crazy argument. I'm not arguing any of that because, again, I just don't like online, period. Like, and I'm not saying like I think it's bad, but I'm just not an online player. I will always prefer rollback. So I am biased. Yo, didn't I tell you guys that I said that the moment every game has rollback, I said we're gonna eventually tackle the other problems now? Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? I was like, watch, everybody's gonna be like, yeah, once every game be like, yo, we got rollback, people are still not gonna play these games.
And I can't help but mention Guilty Gear Strive as well, because Guilty Gear Strive was a game that really had a solution for this, at least in its first few months, where that tower system, that heaven system, when there was more people playing Guilty Gear than there had ever been.
That's a good name,
more
bro.
people playing Guilty Gear than there had ever been.
Better call time, ready up.
Guilty Gear in mid 2021 to like fall of 2021, a way that they were keeping people in similar skill check with each other because there was a lot of people playing. The lobbies, however, are a completely different story and unrelated to what I'm even talking about. But their way of effectively matching you with people was felt like Guilty Gear matchmaking theory was get the noobs the hell away from veteran Guilty Gear players or veteran fighting game players. Get them the away from these lower floors.
Please stop doing that, dude. This is the problem. The thing is when you try so hard, it doesn't do justice. That's the thing. When you try too hard, it doesn't do justice.
The only problem is that worked out. I think that actually had a big impact on what a lot of people felt
long
about
term
Guilty Gear Strive, especially in the first couple months. But over time, as things empty out, as less people play the game, as there is not going to be nearly as many people pulling the draw as the first few months of a fighting game is out, it gets to be extremely barren. And
that's the problem. Long term. I've been talking about this for the long chat. I said long term, it's never good. What about somebody who wanted to buy Strive today? You know their beginner level is floor 10 now. You understand that, right? Their beginner level now is floor 10. So you know what the issue is? The same problem still happens. So it long term it wasn't good. This is the thing I've been talking about for how many months, guys? I've been telling you guys this. I'm glad somebody else is on the same page as I am.
If all these things are doing the things that they can do, that is a genuinely amazing online experience. It's something where you don't have to spend too much time. It's something where you can play almost anyone from anywhere at any given time, even for a relatively unpopular, like middle of the road game, not like a giant Dragon Ball or a Tekken or a Street Fighter. There will always be certain levels to get in there. And granted, if there was one thing, if like the multiplayer of the fighting game was free to allow for low level people to always be populating that costs nothing, that's like a whole other story, a whole other story.
Yep. Anything that isn't committing based, it's always going to increase the population of the game. You know what it is? It's the devs from overseas. You know why? Because they don't want help from the Americans. They want to do everything themselves. So what they do is they keep making mistakes over and over until they figure it out. And you know what we're going to keep doing? Buying it.
Eventually, at some point, this game will get its matchmaking fixed, and at least it'll occupy a couple of these spaces. The problem is, the first impression is a big deal.
Yep.
And a lot of damage has been done as a result of this. I know a lot of friends that really like KOF 15. And a lot of people that I've heard that really enjoy this game that have completely dropped off of it because of matchmaking. And I've also heard the same thing from even games like Guilty Gear Strive and the way its lobby system and matchmaking kind of works, where people just want to have to not really deal with some of this stuff that they're doing.
Hey, Max, you're talking to me. Hello.
Me personally, I stopped caring about like getting into heaven and stuff like that when I had to deal with the goddamn game's lobby system and its ranked matchmaking.
And you know what sucks too? You got to deal with it every single month. It's like the first of the month. It's like, I got to pay all this damn bills. I got to pay this rent. I got to pay the phone bill. I got to do all this
for Guilty Gear. It was just so much easier just to go into rooms and do stuff. Yes. Matchmaking is still an issue for fighting games. It's crazy that Wooly's time-old classic of being conducted in an interview of what do we need fighting games to do that'll put it on the same level of other games? Work. They just need to work.
Shout out to Wooly, bro. Wooly is the one-word monster. Work. Shout out to Wooly, dude. Much respect to that dude. That dude is cool as hell. And he's smart as hell, too. Work. That was good. We really need some help, bro. We need some patches. We need to patch the lobby system, bro. And people will look in your eye and tell you, man, Strive is great. I'm like, have we talked about the lobby system? Why is it that every time we talk about the truth of things, people get pushed down upon? We all in that same trash bag, bro. We get cooked. That shit is no good. But the problem is about it, I love fighting games. I'm a competitor. I casually like it. I competitively like it. Even what this means, like, obviously I'm going to like deal with the problems that I love because I have to compete, because I want to. So I have to adapt to like this ass environment. But the problem is about it is I'm one of those type of people, I don't complain about it all the time. Unless somebody started about niche little things and I'd be like, oh, you want to bitch about that? Well, let me show you this. You know, just straight machine gun. But I like this. I think the problem right now is just people can't understand passion. And they would never understand passion. You know why? Because passion has multiple languages. And not everybody in this world speak the same language. So hold that. Acknowledge the passion.